Yeah, looks good. All right, just waiting for YouTube to get live over here. Here we are. Hello, everybody. It's Matt from RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Thanks for joining us here on YouTube. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Monday. We're here to answer your Royal Caribbean Cruise questions. Starting with the most important question. How many days until your next Royal Caribbean Cruise? Type your countdown in chat. Let us count down together. I have just 6 more days till my next cruise, which will be on Serenade of the Seas this Sunday, which I cannot wait for. I'm very, very excited. As you can tell, I am not at home. We're actually in Colorado, and that's why we have a little bit of a different time this evening. But glad to have you here. I know this is a busy week for a lot of folks out there, but thank you for taking time to chat with us and as we talk some Royal Caribbean together. And we're here to answer your Royal Caribbean Cruise questions. We had some super chats before the broadcast began, actually. First one was from Andrew of the Seas. Andrew, thank you for the super chat. Andrew wrote, "Hi, Matt. 4 Royal Caribbean blog live chats until New Year's on Freedom. If I book a guarantee cabin, once assigned, can it be changed by Royal Caribbean? Have you heard of this occurring before?" It can be changed if there's a cabin of the same category. So what that means, Andrew, is if you're assigned, a category CB, like a connecting balcony, there's another one of the same categories, you can move around to that. Obviously, to move up to a different even if it's like one ocean view to another ocean view, like it's got to be the same category, cabin category. But in my experience, that's not usually available unless you do a guarantee pretty early on. So yeah, it's possible, but it's unlikely. Jill 1228, thank you for the super chat. 6 days till Icon. We're doing St. John's on our own. Since it's not guided, what should we do besides the beach? Which is select on Black Friday. Got to be at work at 6 a.m. Retail life. Yikes. Well, thank you for your super chat, Jill. And more power to you for working retail on Black Friday. I got to think it can't be as bad as it used to be like 10, 20 years ago with like the advent of the internet. I feel like, I know people still go crazy on Black Friday, but I don't know. It seems crazy to me people still go to that length to anyway, I digress. Let's answer your question. So your question is, since you're doing St. John's on your own, what should you do besides the beach? You really won't have any time for anything else. If you're doing the itinerary, Jill, where you get in like your hours in St. Thomas are like 7 to 2 or something like that, you really only have enough time to go to the beach. The only way you have more time is if you're there like on a if you were to be there on a day where you're there like 9 to 7 or 9 to 5, like some of the cruises out of Puerto Rico do that. If that's the case, you could do like snorkeling. I wouldn't recommend really doing anything else other than going to the beach. Trunk Bay is beautiful. It's really nice. You could hop to another beach, I suppose, but it's not as practical for you to kind of hop around St. John. Best you could do, though, let me as I say, there isn't anything. I lied. There is something you could do. You could easily go to the beach first, and then if you had time, come back to the port area. And I don't know what the name if there's a name for that little area, but where your ferry brings you in St. John, there is shopping and some restaurants there. So you can certainly go to the beach for like 2-3 hours and then take one of the taxis back to the ferry area and then hang out over there. That's obviously a possibility for you. And we also had a super chat from Javon. Welcome back, Javon. Good to see you. Long time no see, out of the dry dock on Liberty of the Seas on Friday. Enjoy your cruise, Javon. That is going to be awesome. I also want to wish, before I forget, Judy Goldstein happy birthday today. She's celebrating on board a cruise ship. Lots of countdowns in the chat. I see Yoink is here. I see Joe Johnson is here. Jeffrey P is here. Amanda from MEI Travel is here as well. Good to see you, Amanda. Welcome. B has a really good question. When do the cruise ships start decorating for Christmas? Usually it's sometime right after Thanksgiving. So figure a sailing or two after Thanksgiving. They start decorating. There isn't a hard and fast rule on when, but usually you see that right around Thanksgiving or a little bit after that. I remember we were on a cruise on Odyssey of the Seas over Thanksgiving. And I remember towards the end of the cruise, they were starting to set up the Christmas tree on the Esplanade. But usually you see the decorations start to go up right around early December. So Jordan Torres. Jordan, thank you for the super chat. I don't see a message from you, Jordan. Let me check the backup chat here. It is possible that I have missed it. Hold on a second. I don't see, but thank you, Jordan, for your super chat. Obviously, if you have something you want to say, feel free to type super chat in the chat. Let's see here. Chris, thank you for your super chat. Appreciate you. I know Cozumel and San Juan are very conducive for wandering and exploring. What would have been your advice for walking off at St. Martin? St. Martin it's not as easy as Cozumel or well, it's about the same as Cozumel. There's some stuff around the port area, but the best stuff requires a short taxi ride away. I would say it's reasonable to wing it, but I would still have a plan in St. Martin. San Juan is the easiest to have no plan, but St. Martin is probably on the same level of Cozumel, I would say. Probably so, more or less the same. Good question. I never thought of it in that terms. Let's see here. Next question is from... Oh, there's Jordan's question. My family and I have never been on a cruise. We're looking at booking a Christmas cruise 2025. My kids are 19, 12, 11, and 10. Is Adventure of the Seas a good first-time ship with plenty to do for things in that age group? Good question, Jordan. So the answer is yes. I mean, there is. Are there ships that are bigger that offer more? Yes, of course they do. Are there ships that offer more activities for adults and more restaurants than Adventure of the Seas does? Yes. You're asking a good question. I think what you really need to do is dig into what Adventure of the Seas offers. So here's my advice, Jordan. We have a ship tour of Adventure of the Seas here on our YouTube channel, I believe. Pretty sure we do. Watch a YouTube ship tour of Adventure of the Seas. And as they go through, as you walk through the ship tour virtually on YouTube and you're seeing all these places, are these amenities the things that your kids would care about? It's let me use an example here. One of my good friends, Kenny, his daughter Alexa, who may or may not be watching right now, and there are things that some teenagers would love to do, but Alexa would not like to do those things. So it's kind of like what you have to know your kids and what they're into and what they're interested in, and finding things that appeal to your kids. So yes, Adventure is a great ship, and you can find lots of great things on there. And I am fairly certain that's a good fit for families, and I think for your family as well, Jordan. But ultimately, you've got to find that right fit. And that could be Adventure, by the way. I'm not trying to talk you out of it. I simply think you need to find the things that appeal to you and your kids. And make sure that's the case. So it's a great ship, good value. I love the Voyager class, and I think you're doing if you were to go on a Radiance class or a Vision class ship as your first ship, and with this age group, I would probably say, but Adventure isn't really in that category. It's just a question of obviously you go on Icon or Wonder or Allure of the Seas, and they pack a lot more on board, but obviously they're going to cost a lot more. So you got to weigh all that. So hope all that jibber jabber helps you out there. Let's see here. Next question is from Hill 350. So we have a settlement that includes Cabo Rojo, but can't we find anything to do in this place? Also, can you weigh on it? It's a brand new port, Hill, so I don't have any information on Cabo Rojo, which is in the Dominican Republic. I don't know if anyone here in the chat has been there, but obviously if they have, they can please feel free to type it in chat. By the way, the aforementioned Kenny wants to know, have you ever entered the egg drop contest on the ship? How about the Harry Chess contest? I've not done the Harry Chess contest, believe it or not. It'd be too easy for me to win. For the egg drop contest, we did this actually on the group cruise, on the Royal Caribbean Blog group cruise on Serenade of the Seas that we did in New England. Our winning contraption was a Tim Hortons box that had plastic bags as the balloons, and we won. So that was awesome. It was a group effort. I can't take any credit for it. No engineering skills whatsoever, but our group figured it out. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a cool thing to do. And again, basically what this is, it's offered on ships that have a centrum. So you're talking about the Radiance and the Vision class, but they go to the top of the centrum. They literally, guests can put whatever contraption they can come up with on the ship. They put an egg in there, drop it from the top, floats down to the bottom, and hopefully the egg doesn't break. Scott Lockwood with the super chat. Thank you, Scott. Appreciate you. I don't see a message from you, Scott, but I'll keep an eye out for it. Thank you very much. Holy smokes, Steven. Oh, man, I'm going to get this name right. Kerchick. Steven, thank you so much for the epic super chat. Woo! Going on Rhapsody in February. Any excursions you recommend in St. Croix, St. Thomas, St. Lucia, St. Martin? Do you recommend the Skyride in Magens Bay? Good question. So, St. Croix is a tough one to do. There isn't a lot of great choices there. The best thing that you can do, and you can't book it in advance, is the Sandcastle Beach and Sandcastle Inn Beach, something like that. If you Google it, it's not the Royal Caribbean. If you Google Sandcastle Beach, St. Croix, you'll find it. They sell day passes there, but yet it's sold on the day of. There's no advance tickets. That's probably a good choice. Last time we were in St. Croix, we just walked around downtown. It was okay, but it was a little lackluster. And St. Croix is not, of all the Virgin Islands, I hate to say it, it's the least beautiful one of them all. Of course, in the U.S. Virgin Islands, but yeah, I don't got anything for you. St. Thomas, Magens Bay, fantastic choice there. St. Lucia, I would say for St. Lucia, you're either going to go to the Pitons, Pitons, which is some of the big mountains over there. It's really beautiful, or go to the beach. And St. Martin, I like, actually a place I've gone recently that I really recommend, Stephen, is the Morgan Resort, Morgan. So you get a day pass there. You can get through resortpass.com, I believe. And it's a great spot to go to. There's no beach, but a beautiful pool. Great cabanas you can rent. It's right by where the planes land on Maho Beach. It's a really cool spot. I like that quite a bit. For St. Thomas, you actually asked about the Skyride in Magens Bay. Both are good choices. You can certainly do both in one day. So it's fine. I would recommend doing both early. So go to the Skyride early because the lines develop later on. Ditto for Magens Bay. So yeah, I think those are great choices there. What a beautiful itinerary. I'm pretty sure you're sailing out of San Juan, Puerto Rico. Actually, you are. I know you are because you're going to Rhapsody of the Seas. So that's a great choice, man. Have a great time. And thank you so much for your very, 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 very generous super chat. I do not deserve that. Thank you so, so much. Wow. Let's see here. Next question is from Kimmy Kim. Thank you for the super chat. Kimmy Kim, happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to you. What is happening in the San Juan Port renovation? Symphony trip to San Jose are getting canceled all the way up to December. Yeah. So basically, and this is, Royal Caribbean's not said anything other than people who are booked on the cruise, but long story short, somebody, I don't know what happened, something damaged one of the moorings, the docking areas of the port in San Juan. And as a result, ships can't dock there. So as a result, they're skipping it and changing itineraries. I have not heard why it happened. And more importantly, when it'll be fixed or any kind of timeline or anything like that. This is out of Royal Caribbean's hands, by the way. This is all on the port of San Juan. They've got to fix it because remember, this is the port facility. It's not like it's not a port that Royal Caribbean owns. Sometimes Royal Caribbean does own the dock. This is not the case there. This is a multi-use dock that other lines use. So basically, Kim, there's not any update other than it's broken until further notice. And as a result, if you have a cruise that visits San Juan for the day, there's a good chance your ship might not be able to dock there. Again, there are multiple docking ports, but it seems like the big ships like Symphony are unable to get there. And they're having their itineraries change up. So it's kind of, honestly, it's a fluid situation. And I wish I could give you a better answer than that, but just, it is what it is. Let me get a drink of water here. Matt Travis, thank you for the super chat. 98 Days Till Utopia of the Seas. It cannot come soon enough. You think there will be any Black Friday sales with drink packages? See what you did there. You did. So there's already a Black Friday deal going on. There has been a Black Friday sale since early November. I don't really know, Matt, if the price will change at all between now and actually like on Black Friday. Will there be a better price? This is true for drink packages like cruise planner purchases, as well as like cruise fare. I do know for a fact there will be a better deal for the amount of dollars off on Black Friday. Royal will bump that number up a little bit on the actual Black Friday day. I'm not supposed to say that, but I can trust you guys. I mean, Alexa Shaffron's not going to tell anybody. So that being said, for the drink packages stuff, I'm not so sure about that. Royal is not like with the cruise fare sales. They've been changing the names of it, but it's the same sale all the time. In this case, with the cruise planner sale, I don't know if there will be any sizable changes there. My advice, and I think you know this, Matt, is to book it now and lock in the price. And if there's a better price later on, cancel and rebook. So thank you for the super chat there. Next question is from Anita Griffin. Anita, thank you for the super chat. I'm going on, I think, Oasis, October. Do they decorate for Halloween? Anita, if your cruise goes over the Halloween holiday, October 31st, yes. But if you have an October cruise, no, it will not be decorated for Halloween. Thank you for your super chat. No, I'm actually not at home this week. I'm in Colorado. So look, long sleeves, folks. It's a thing. Who knew? Next question. Connie says, by the way, going back to Adventure of the Seas, Adventure is her favorite, and her 20-year-olds loved it too. It's a great ship. Yeah, absolutely. Emily wants to know, do they have Christmas decorations in December during Odyssey of the Seas? Yes. Right after Thanksgiving, the decorations start to go up. So there will be probably a Christmas tree, at the very least, a Christmas tree, a Hanukkah menorah, and maybe some Christmas decorations on the Esplanade. But yeah, I would imagine so. Next question. These are great questions, guys. John DiMuccio. What's up, man? First time ever we are using a travel agent. Bravo, John. I mean, seriously, that is awesome. Thanks to you, we're using MEI Travel. Valerie, it's been awesome. Thanks. Thank you. Kiddos are watching in. Sienna, Luca, and Gia. Sienna, Luca, and Gia. I've got great news. Your dad is going to book another cruise for you guys. He hasn't told you yet, but trust me, he's going to do it. So don't worry about it. Just let him know what you want to book. Ultimate Family Suite? Why not? I mean, Dad's all for it now. He's going to save so much money using a travel agent. It's in the can. Don't worry about it. He loves you. He's going to totally do that for you. It's all good. Everything's fine. Yeah. Good luck, John. Jordan Torres with another super chat. My dude, thank you. It's all about the price. Cruise prices are nuts. Adventure is what was made my price range. And dude, you should double down, and that's fantastic. Listen, it's a great ship. I just didn't want to, like, as a first-time cruiser, it's hard to quantify what people like and what they're gonna like, right? Adventure's a great ship. Please don't overthink this one. You picked a good one to do that on. I was trying to give you the better answer of trying to explain to you the differences and what to think about. I think you're on the right track there. So that's fantastic. Tony Crawford. Tony, thank you for the super chat. Hey, Matt, won my rail up for a spacious ocean view balcony on Explorer in 9 days. Looks like just a regular balcony room. Your thoughts on that room class? You got an ocean view balcony. I think that's great. What can I say? It's a balcony room, maybe a little more space. I think it's great, dude. Yeah, I don't have anything more than just don't read the word spacious is thrown around a lot. It's nice to have a little more extra living space, but I don't really think it's you're not gonna be like it's not like a junior suite. You're like, holy moly! You just might be able to say, you know what, my arms around here a little bit more. But yeah, it's just an ocean view balcony. So enjoy it though. It's awesome, dude. Fantastic. Let's see here. Glad to have everybody over here, by the way. Becky Menken from MEI Travel is here. Well, I missed Ruth Ann. I missed Ruth Ann, so I apologize. Yikes. But lots of great MEI Travel agents in the chat. Love that. D. Teresa McChain from MEI Travel is here. We love that. Anita Griffin. Thank you again for the super chat. Going on my first trip in October 25. Any tips? Yeah, I mean, listen, Anita, I am sure you have seen some of our videos here on our channel that you should watch and continue to watch, obviously, with some cruise tips out there. But the fact that you're here, Anita, you're probably going to pick up a lot of things. You're booked a cruise well in advance. Fantastic. I mean, really, at this point, what you want to do, being that you are 11 months out, give or take, from your cruise, there's only so much you can do. You can start looking at shore excursion ideas. You can start looking at what's available in the cruise planner. I suspect in a lot of cases there will not be much in there, both for shore excursions or drink packages, things like that. But you can start looking at those kinds of things. I think when you're 11 months out of a cruise, there isn't a ton you can pre-plan. Airfare, hotel, rental car, telling your boss you're not going to be there. Those are probably the most important things you could do right now. I mean, a lot of people, airfare is a whole game as to get the best possible price. But I would start looking at that, especially as we get into maybe 2025 in January or February and start doing that. But otherwise, learning about your ship, learning about what's available on board, pre-planning. Really what you're going to be keying in on, in my opinion, is right around 6 months or so beforehand. That's when you can really start planning a lot of the stuff on board the ship. So yeah, just keep planning as much as possible. Ray and Nancy Cruisers are here. Robin Risk from MEI Travel is here. Welcome. Katrina wants to know, which is better, Chill Island or South Beach on Cocoa Key? Chill Island has no music or anything like that, whereas South Beach does. South Beach also has the floating bar, which is kind of neat to go to. Kind of depends on the vibe you're looking for. There's better snorkeling over at Chill Island, but they're both good choices for different reasons. Next question. Hello, Lillian. Welcome. Good to see you here. Elaine is going on Icon of the Seas in 3 weeks. Will we miss the solarium? We love the solarium. Possibly. It depends on what you like about the solarium. I mean, at the end of the day, the solarium and the hideaway are both adults-only areas. And do they offer that? Absolutely. The problem with the hideaway is it's not enclosed by glass, so it's not climate controlled, and there's very little shade there. Now, some people really don't care about those things. Some people are like, listen, Matt, I live in Clifton Park, New York, where it is snowy and cold 363 days of the year. So I am all for the sun and enjoying it. And to you, Ron Ladowski, I would say fantastic. But people like me don't like that. I mean, it's still nice, but it's a different vibe for sure. Different doesn't mean bad, by the way. It just means different. So, but it is indeed adults only. So I can't argue about that. Next question is from Felicia. We're cruising in May on Oasis. We booked an owner suite, which has some upgraded amenities, including upgraded room service. You have any idea what those might be? You don't have upgraded room service. You have free room service. So there's no, basically when you stay in the room, you have the same menu as anybody else on the ship. The difference is there's no fee for ordering something. So, but basically by staying in a Sky Class suite, of which you're in, you have access to Coastal Kitchen for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, access to the suite lounge, access to the suite concierge. You get priority check-in at the cruise terminal, including a special line just for you. And of course, no room service fees. Those are the big ones right there. Next question. Warren Caesar is here. Hello, Warren. Good to see you. Ray and Nancy. Let me get a drink of water for this one. 41 until could be Radiance or Rhapsody. I'm not sure. They have a video on the process of getting back to the ship. If you miss it and need to catch in the next port, just be prepared. No, I don't have a video on that because at that point, Ray, you're probably not going to make it back. Remember, the issue is there are immigration laws at hand. So as an example, I'm trying to think of the example. Logistically, it may not be possible. It really depends on where you are, what the next port is, and what the rules are for immigration and whatnot. Basically, Ray and Nancy, let me put it this. Let me rephrase your not your question, but your answer. Instead of whatever you ask me, the thing I'm going to tell you is don't be late to the ship. I mean, this is why I was, as an example, the easiest way to do this is plan to be back well in advance. So let's just say the all aboard time is 4:00 p.m. Then you should be leaving wherever you are at least 2 hours ahead of time. Now, you're not going to need 2 hours to get back to the cruise ship, more than likely, probably like 30 minutes or something like that. But unforeseen circumstances, things of that nature. Now, obviously, if you were to get hurt or injured, at that point, you're calling the number on the back of your SeaPass card. There's an emergency hotline you can call, and the Royal Caribbean will walk you through your options at that point. But in terms of time management, set an alarm, do everything you possibly can do, because in my opinion, if you miss the ship, your next step is to fly home, not to rejoin the ship. I mean, I think logistically, it's just not going to be practical. Not to mention there are laws in effect, because now you're in a different country. I digress. I don't want to get too much into that, but yeah, that's honestly my take. Castelli, thank you for the super chat. Hey, Matt, 27 days till Christmas cruise on Wonder, 111 on Odyssey, 221 till Symphony, 3 to 4 till Start. Could you briefly talk about Christmas cruising, special dinners, events? Also, thank you to Grace for MAI Travel. She is the GOAT. She is the GOAT. I mean, not only is she an amazing travel agent, not only is Grace a fantastic person, personality-wise, she's from Connecticut. She's amazing. Sorry, Jen Green, you're just not from Connecticut. That's the one thing you're missing from being the ultimate travel agent out there. So for Christmas cruising, if your cruise goes over the Christmas holiday, which I think yours does, there will be decorations. There will be obviously Christmas tree. You'll be able to meet Santa Claus. More than I should say, the events, by the way, will vary. But in the past, we've seen opportunity to meet Santa Claus. There's gift giving. There are special trivia events. There's a special menu in the main dining room. It's the main dining room menu, the regular menu, whatever it's supposed to be, plus a Christmas subsection of additional items on there. And there could be other special events throughout the ship. I remember sometimes there's story time with Santa or the elves or something like that. So yeah, there are a number of events held on board if your cruise is actually over Christmas Day. But a lot of decorations, obviously. Next question. We had a super chat from John DiMuccio. Thanks, Matt. That made our family's night. I bet. I can't believe you're going to be booking your kids the ultimate family suite, John. What a dad. I'm sorry to spoil their Christmas surprise, but love it. Legend Killer, I'd rather not have a balcony. I had one on my last cruise, and I wasn't even in it that long to really enjoy it. I'll be honest with you, dude. I go back and forth on this a lot. Like, is it worth it to get a balcony or an awesome room like John DiMuccio is about to get the ultimate family suite, or just do an inside room? Because on the one hand, how much time do you spend in your cabin? On the other hand, if you've got a better cabin, would you spend time there? I think ultimately having a balcony, which is not usually terribly more than an inside cabin. Like if you're going up to a suite, you're right. That's a lot more money. Balconies usually are not that much, relatively speaking, not too much more than an inside cabin. But I would tell you that in my experience, having the balcony is just nicer to have. There's more space. You have that natural light. You have the ability to go out there. Whether you spend an hour out there or every day out there, I feel like it's just nice to have. And it's for a reasonable cost. That's kind of how I kind of settle on that. But you're not wrong. Sorry, I'm clicking on all sorts of things here that I'm not supposed to click on. Ron Ladowski has rejoined the Royal Caribbean Blog Club for 15 months. What a legend. Ron, you might be the longest tenured club member right now. Thank you, my friend. 265 days till my family cruise on Symphony. 314 till the Royal Caribbean Blog family cruise on Oasis. 2025 is shaping up to be a very good year. Thank you, Matt, for getting me hooked on Royal Caribbean. Thank you, Ron. You are an amazing person. My favorite person named Ron. You know who I'm talking about. And that is great. What a great lineup of cruises there. And I'm hoping that I'm really looking forward to that Oasis cruise next year. It's going to be amazing, dude. A lot of fun. Next question is from Fernando. Thank you, Fernando, for the super chat. Booked a lure May 26th with Blair at MEI Travel and saved big. Now I can buy the key or go to the art auction. I know you're joking, but I can't, dude. I'm cringing. But dude, that's awesome. Thank you for using our sponsor, MEI Travel. And I'm glad that Blair was able to save some money over there. Love that. Modern Myths, hello. Welcome back. Good to see you. Let's see here. Aaron Ross, any thoughts on Ovation and Quantum coming to LA? By the way, sell the Navigator in 23 and no issues with the embarkation. Good. I'm glad to hear the embarkation issues may be a thing of the past. Honestly, it's great. It's great news for you, Aaron. It's a temporary thing. Basically, the reason why you're getting some more ships in LA, at least in the short term, is because China was taking longer to restart. Trust me, as China gets restarted, and they will, that will not be the case. You'll be back to one ship, I'm sure. But hey, that's awesome in the short term. Take advantage of it. Honestly, the best thing, Aaron, if you live in the West Coast market, I know one of our good friends, viewers, Ed Vira, lives out there. And I would say this, if you really care about it, just book a lot of cruises out there. I know that itinerary may not be the most interesting, But Royal Caribbean responds to one thing. Well, they respond to many things, but demand is a big one. And just, show them that there's demand for the product there. So, yeah. Skyfrog wants to know, do the RJ45 Ethernet ports work on the ship? No. If you're having bad Wi-Fi in the cabin, obviously it depends on the ship. One thing to keep in mind is, and this sometimes works, even if you crack the door open a little bit, you can sometimes get better Wi-Fi. Obviously, if it gets really bad, go to a public area. It'll be better. I know what you're saying with that. I wanted to be able to lay in my bed and be on my phone. I get that. Sometimes it's just the cabin selection. Some cabins are better than others. But no, the Ethernet does not work on there, unfortunately. Next question. Hey, Brad. Any new rumors on Discovery Class? No, there's been nothing. The last thing I think Royal ever said about Discovery Class, they mentioned it during the earnings call last month, but they just mentioned it like as things we already knew, as in the idea, the project exists, but nothing else beyond that, my friend. Dave Dillard. Dave, thanks for the super chat, my friend. 13 days till Odyssey. Can you recommend a drink on Odyssey that will make my wife? Okay. I would simply say, if you have the drink package, definitely go for one of the cocktails that you could find. There's the pub is really where I would go. I'm trying to think of this better bar in there that's more interesting. I would probably tell you try the pub is always just a good menu. Go in there. Schooner Bar. That's another good choice. Actually, wait, was that Odyssey? Yeah. Go to the Lime and Coconut. There's a drink at the Lime and Coconut called the Lime and Coconut. My wife loves it. I think a lot of people love it as well. It's a really good drink there. Check it out. Yeah, Michelle, I agree with you. Inside cabins are great for sleeping. Absolutely. Next question. We got Felix checking in from the main dining room on Rhapsody of the Seas. Felix, can you please order me a French onion soup? Oh my God, I would love a French onion soup right now. That sounds amazing. DM, we just booked our first Star Class. Any pro tips to make the most out of it? It's a weird thing when first of all, I love that. Fantastic. Congratulations. Star Class will change your life. The thing with Star Class is the key is leveraging your genie. And unfortunately, knowing what to ask for, there isn't a menu. It's very vague. And so a lot of it is based on working with your genie. Basically, leverage your genie more than you would ever do it for any other cruise. Things that, like, let me give you a really easy example. This is not the reason to book a genie, but a really simple one. You're at Coco Key. You're walking back to the ship. Text your genie. We're walking back. Can you meet us at the pier so I don't have to wait for the elevator? I know that sounds really silly, but you can absolutely do that. And you can I've absolutely done that before. You paid a lot of money for that room. I'm going to ask the genie to meet me. And you know what? They'll absolutely do that for you. You're somewhere on the ship, in a bar, at a restaurant. You want to have popcorn. Ask for popcorn. Never underestimate the power of the ask. That's really important right there. Next question is from what is this big Oasis cruise in 25? So we have a group cruise, DQ. We do 2 group cruises a year. These are regular Royal Caribbean cruises in which I invite you to join me for it. And the case, the one you're asking about, is October 5th, 2025 on Oasis of the Seas. More information at royalcaribbeanblog.com/events. So it's a group cruise. I'll be on there. Ron Ladowski will be on there and a lot of other folks. So please come join us for it. It'll be a lot of fun. What happens if you don't pay by the trip by the deadline? Royal Caribbean will cancel your cruise. They won't call and be like, hey, are you sure you don't want to pay this? Nope, they'll just cancel it. So yeah, make sure you pay it. Let's see here. Chalita. My husband and I will be on our first cruise ever on Royal Caribbean Allure of the Seas, only 4 days. It will include Coco Key, and I bought the pass to the beach club. Do I have to buy the meal too? No. The meal is included at the Coco Beach Club. There is a restaurant there. When you arrive, when you check in, go immediately to the restaurant and make a reservation for a time. But no, you don't. It's included in your admission cost. Any idea why Radiance class ships being pulled from Tampa only option for Spring 25 or smaller? I suspect Steve Cohen messed something up, and it's his fault. I'm just kidding. I really have no idea. In all ports, there's always, like, as an example, Deb, it wasn't too long ago that Royal Caribbean was putting bigger and bigger ships in San Juan, Puerto Rico. Like, as of 2020, Freedom was there. Now it's all small classes of ships, but they're adding Radiance class back there. So I think it's just the ever changing evolution of cruises, quite frankly. Chris Moss. Chris, thanks for the super chat, my friend. 25 days till freedom of the seas. Everyone remember to leave this fine man a thumbs up so we can help more fans of Royal Caribbean. Thank you so much. First of all, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the shameless plug to give a thumbs up to the video. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Chris. I hope you have a great time on your cruise. Next question is from Nismail. New subscriber. On Icon of the Seas, why are Star Class suites smaller than owner suites? Doesn't make sense to me. Well, there are more than one category, Nismail. And a lot of them, honestly, when Royal Caribbean designs the ships, there's a lot of rhyme and reason, or maybe not so much, I don't know. But it's just the way they develop the ship and the way they engineer things for a variety of reasons, quite frankly. Sometimes it's to work rooms in. Other times it's, more about the amenities or the view or the je ne sais quoi the room offers. That's more than just being a large cabin. Like, square footage is one metric, but it's not the metric that necessarily is indicative of what you should or shouldn't care about. I mean, there's always been that shift, right? I think we've seen a lot of over the years, some cabins, it seems to me like, I'm trying to think of a good example to give you, and I apologize, I don't have a really good one off the top of my head, any small. It wasn't even suites. I just remember some cabins on older ships were bigger. It's funny, actually, on I don't know, I can't give you a good example off the top of my head. I can just tell you that this happens sometimes, and I don't have a good answer for you. I can't tell you, oh, the reason is because Royal Caribbean said X, Y, Z. They don't say that. They don't divulge that. But having stayed in a Star Class cabin on an Icon class ship, I can tell you it was still a great experience. I can tell you that everything's relative. Basic answer, but I don't have an answer to your direct question as to why, because Royal Caribbean doesn't really share that. I assume it's just because they think it's big enough. But yeah. Our next question is from Lauren. We want to book Bermuda in June. Is it better to book a cruise with the Black Friday sales or wait until my Odyssey in February? Book it now, Lauren. Do not wait. This is a big mistake. You live in the US. You're going in June. Yeah, no, go now. I mean, book it now. If the price goes down between now and your final payment date as a U.S. resident, you can cancel or not really cancel, rebook. You can get a repricing on that. Work with one of our travel agents in the chat, like Jen Green or Teresa McChain, Ruth Ann, and they can help you out there by setting it up for you, making the repricing really easy if there is a price drop. But you should not wait. Prices will go up. I'd be shocked if they didn't. So yeah, do not wait. You want to book it now. Black Friday or not, that's almost secondary, quite frankly. Next question. Wait a minute. Becky Menken has not tried the lime and coconut. Becky, number one, the lime and coconut drink is approved by my wife. Number two, this is a guaranteed a Becky approved drink. It's not green, so I guess it's not quite up there, but it is still a Becky approved drink. You should try it. Does MEI have an app? Yeah, it's actually really easy. You just open up your text messages and you text your agent what you need, and it's like magic. It's great. Yeah, exactly. Look at this. Jen stole my thunder, but she's absolutely right. She is the app. Absolutely, 100%. Let's see here. John's got a question for us. My wife and I are going on Liberty in June. What kind of fun activities do they have on the ship? Oh, yeah. So here's a question, John. Here's the answer. So a question like this, what you want to do is look at a past cruise compass. So cruise compasses are the daily newspapers they provide to all the guests on board that show the list of activities on board. So we keep an archive of them from past cruises at RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. So John, go to RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com, click on Cruise Compass in the main menu, go to find Liberty of the Seas, and you'll have an idea exactly of the activities offered for your cruise. Patrick, what's going on, man? Aaron Ross with the super chat. Thank you. In terms of included food inconsistency, do you find that others are better or newer ships, for example, Odyssey and Up? What do you mean by included food inconsistency? I don't know what you mean. Do you mean like the quality of the food or what food is included versus what's not included? I'm not sure I understand your question. You don't have to do it in the super chat, Aaron. Just let me know. Clarify, restate your question in the form of another question, and I'll be happy to answer it for you. Let's see here. Lynette wants to know what thoughts on Playa Mia and Cozumel. I don't love it. I think it's oversold. Personally, if I was going to Cozumel and you want a beach day, I go to Paradise Beach. Not book through Royal Caribbean. Just Google Paradise Beach, Cozumel. You'll find it there. That's what I would recommend. Michelle Pros, hello, welcome. Is Tony Diaz sleeping? Is he not here? Chris Moss has a question for us, though, a legit one. Have noticed that if someone goes to book a handicap accessible on Enchantment balcony for 2, it says sold out. However, if you go to book an accessible cabin for 3, it's available. Some cabins have minimum occupancy requirements, so you're not wrong on that. As an example, some of the family cabins would not show up if they were if you only had 2 people in them, as an example. So I suspect that's probably what's at play here. Wes, when will the rest of the Caribbean cruise schedule be released? They'll be released in early 2025, beginning in January through March or so. They'll be resuming the releases at that point there. So there you go. First live viewing. Nice. Which ship has best music hall? Ooh. I think the Quantum class ships have it. So Odyssey of the Seas, that's a good one. Anthem, Ovation, multi-story, big space. I think the ones on the Oasis class are nice, but not nearly as big. I think the music hall on the Quantum class. I mean, on Icon, it's not bad. It's in a weird spot, though. I think the Quantum class. I say Odyssey of the Seas. Let me get a drink of water here from him and then answer Patrick's question. So I'm going to learn man a crown lawsuit. My kids don't want to share the pullout. No kidding. But I've heard you can request a rollaway. Any truth to this? I don't know if this is, you can request anything you want. I don't know that you're going to get it. I've gone through this problem as well. One workaround is to set up a bed with the cushions on the floor and have the kids swap on and off. That's one way around it. The problem with they don't have, if they have them, I'm sure there are a few of them, but it's not many because it's not like a hotel. I have heard of this, Patrick. I've never done it. I got kids. We run into the same scenario sometimes. And basically what we do is the pull-out has, obviously it's part of a sofa, and there are cushions. You take the sofa cushions, put them on the floor, ask the stateroom attendant for extra sheets and comforters, which they're happy to give you, and you can make a makeshift bed on the floor and then have the kids swap. Actually, I would say swap the kids, each day. In my experience, what they actually want the one on the floor more for whatever reason because they're kids and they don't know any better. But yeah, that's kind of the thought process there. Sudox, there'll be more. This is the second question we had here, so let me ask. Let me get the answer for you. There's a bunch coming up here, still more for deployments. We just got the early part of it for 2026 and 2027. So coming up here after they're pausing for the holidays, and then the schedule is, and I'm pulling it up very slowly, so I'm trying to vamp as to avoid a pause. The week of January 27th, we'll get Europe 2.0. We'll get Short Caribbean and West Coast the week of February 17th, and Seasonal Caribbean the week of February 24th. So there you go. So we got a super chat that just came in here. Let me answer the super chat. That is from Ann Whipple. Ann, thank you for the super chat. I'm at 160 days till Harmony. Is there any recognition after hitting 340? You mean like on board during next or top tier? No, it's just a good for you. And can place dining reservations before the cruise starts, or do you have to wait till you get on board? For the placing dining reservations before your cruise starts, are you talking about a dining package? If so, yes, you could do that now. If you purchase a dining package, it'll ask you, "Hey, here's the choices." If that's what you mean. You asked like two questions about the 340 points. There's no recognition of that one. That's more of a just you should know it because you'll know it in your mind. But there's no like congratulations like there is when you hit one of the other tiers out there. So hope that makes sense. Another super chat from Halcyo. Halcyo, I was thinking of you, my friend. My brother-in-law's wife is from Brazil, and we were hanging out earlier this week, and we were talking about. And anyway, I was like, the only word in Portuguese I know is obrigado, which of course I learned from you. So, how are you, Halcyo? Found the ultimate dining package for a 10-night cruise on Ovation for 328 plus gratuities. Despite the promotion, does not sound worth it. What do you think? In my opinion, it kind of depends. There's two schools of thought. One is it's a lot of money. The other school of thought is, well, Halcyo, do you for a 10-night cruise, do you want to, I mean, will you eat at specialty dining? Because I mean, if you think about it this way, let's say you did, chops like twice. If you're not doing a dining package, you're paying the onboard price, that's easily $100 a person. That's gonna be over probably, right? So let's just say easy math, $100 a person for 2 nights. You have 8 nights left, and you'd have $228 to go. I mean, you could, obviously you could break that down. It could pay for itself fairly easily as long as you take advantage of it. Ultimately, with the dining packages, if you eat there every night, you're going to get your money's worth out of it. It may not be like in years past. It used to be more of like a crazy good deal. Now I think it's just a good deal, but it requires you to obviously eat at enough restaurants. Now, for some people, like if you were to tell my wife to eat at the main dining room for 10 nights, she would probably be like, no. She doesn't mind the main dining room. She doesn't love it like I do. And she would prefer to mix that up with specialty dining. And the ultimate dining might be a good option for that. So there you go. OMG Champ, Utopia this Friday. Are they still doing the lobster buffet and the Windjammer on Embarkation Day? I believe they are. On Utopia. Last I checked, yes. But last time I was on Utopia was in October, so I don't know if that's changed at all. But I've not heard anything different otherwise. Usually, this isn't indicative of anything. Usually when things are stopped on a cruise ship, I usually hear about it, people complaining. And I have not heard anybody complaining about it yet. So I don't know if that's the case. Grace from MEI Travel is here. Hello, Grace. Good to see you. Welcome. Josh wants to know, what functions can our phone be used while using Voom, internet packages? They'll work on anything. You can use them for phone calls if you have Wi-Fi calling, which you can enable for free right now. You can do video streaming. You can do chat, downloads, VPN. It works pretty much like any other Wi-Fi network you've got. Thanks to Starlink, it's a lot more manageable and usable. So yeah, you're pretty much can do whatever you want on there. Mr. Brian White, best tequila, Mexican tequila to request one off the chip, asking for a friend. Oh, what a great question, Brian. Boy, it might be a question that might be really useful in about a week or so. I would probably tell you, Casamigos is good too. That's not really Mexican tequila. Oh my goodness, I forgot the name of it. Compadre. I knew it started with a C. Compadre is my favorite. It's actually a cheap brand, but it's so smooth. But the best tequila is the tequila being served while you're in Mexico in Paradise Beach, or maybe at Mayacan. Then it tastes even better. So I've heard. Hope you're well. Happy Thanksgiving, my friend. Let's see here. Next question. It's from Christine. If I purchase the internet package, what apps can be used on our phone? Oh, actually, we answered this question. I didn't realize this, but anything. Royal Caribbean doesn't really filter their internet that much. I mean, I don't know if you try to do illegal things on there, but Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Pinterest, it all works. TikTok. No problem at all. Golf Knit 40. Thank you for the super chat. Is it possible to go to the Cocoa Beach Club, say 11 a.m., and then again later on in the afternoon at 3? Or can you only go for one seating? Oh, do you mean the restaurant? I don't know that they would say no to that. They would probably tell you, yes, 11 a.m. Sure, of course, no problem at all. As long as everyone, there's not like they wouldn't want someone else not to have an option to go there, but I think they'd absolutely, I can't imagine why they wouldn't. The only thing though is I forget what time they stop serving. That's the only thing. And I'm not sure if they serve still at 3 o'clock. That's a great question. I'm going to the beach club in early January because there was a great Black Friday price on it. And I might, if I can remember to ask them, I can ask them about that. But I will tell you this much. If you go at that 11 o'clock seating, you're going to get so much food, dude. You're not going to be hungry. But you can certainly ask. I would say there's nothing in writing that says you can't do that. It's more the question of when does the restaurant stop serving? Wes says, I missed the shower water pressure from the ship. Dude, I'm so glad you said that. There is nothing like the shower pressure on a cruise ship. It is, if you're somebody who loves good water pressure, the water pressure on a cruise ship literally beats you down. It hurts, but it's in a good way. It's fantastic. I love that. Yes. Awesome. Hi, Matt. What drink package do you recommend for 2 adults and a child? Must be cheap. Well, I can't say they're cheap. Ultimately, with a drink package, remember, you don't need a drink package. The only reason you get a drink package is if you're going to have, 4 or 5 extra cost drinks a day at least. Otherwise, you don't need them. These are water, tea, coffee, milk, some flavored waters. Those are all included in your cruise fare for no additional cost. And so if you're going to only order, 2 beers a day as an example, or your child is only going to drink a soda or 2, you should not get a drink package. It's a waste of money. So it's more a question of what you're going to drink and, go from there. All right. So Aaron's question is, I find the older ships tend to be inconsistent with the included food, like the Windjammer, Park Cafe, etc. Seems the people I talk to are very happy with included food on newer ships. Do you see? I still don't. Are you talking about food, like they don't like the food choices, or they don't like or they find the restaurant choices different? I think you're asking the food quality, like someone that goes to Park Cafe on Brilliance of the Seas. They don't think the cannibal egg sandwich is good at Park Cafe on Brilliance as it is on Oasis or something. I would say this, Aaron. Number one, food is very subjective. I mean, I've used this example many times, but I'll ask in chat, type 1 in chat if you love broccoli, 2 in chat if you hate broccoli. And, how many times have you had something to eat and someone else is like, ew, that food is gross? It's what I'm trying to basically tell you is I wouldn't really pay any attention to what other people say about that. I have found great food on every single Royal Caribbean cruise ship. I found bad food on every single Royal Caribbean cruise ship. It's just, I don't think there's really a correlation or a pattern that if you go on a smaller, older ship, the food is bad. I really don't think that's the case at all. There can be off days anywhere. There can be, sometimes the pizza's better than other places or other days. Sometimes how long has that tray of food been sitting there when you got there? Because obviously, if you get there when the tray is just being served, I don't care if you're on Icon or Rhapsody, it's going to taste better when it's freshly served, right? So there's some X factors there. And also how picky you are. I hate to say it that way. So, yeah. All right, we are running out of time, guys. I got to go meet up with the family here. DQ with an epic super chat. Holy moly. Thanks to Casino Royale, my wife and I earned a grand suite. Congratulations. If we book both our rooms on the same 7-day cruise, take our friends for free, do we get 28 points for Crown and Anchor or only 14? Only 14. It doesn't work that way. You don't stack points with people. It's just who's in the cabin. That's all that matters. They don't care how you pay for it or anything like that. So you're trying to find more points to get the Pinnacle faster. The only way you could get the 28 points, DQ, is if you booked it in separate rooms and you'd be solo in the cabin. So if you both got a grand suite, both of you, you don't have to, but both of you would book 2 different grand suites solo. Then you get 28 points. Not stacked because it doesn't work that way, but just instead of 14, you get 28. If that makes sense. That's the only workaround for that. But that is the best. That's the most you can get. That's 3 points a night. Did I say 28 or 21? Yeah, sorry. Math. Sorry. This is water, believe it or not. 21. You get 7 points regular. Double points is 14. 21 would be triple points there. So there you go. Whew! Thank you again. But DQ, thank you so much. Thank you for the super chat. Very incredibly, very generous. I do not deserve that. Thank you so much. Kyle, did we have Casamigos or Patron? Casamigos. That's one of the benefits of the Mason jar. And Utopia and Icon now serve Casamigos on some of their bars, which is a huge upgrade. They might have, though, Kyle, run out of Casamigos and we had to fall back on Patron. But I definitely asked for Casamigos on that one. But congratulations. Hope the baby life is treating you well, Kyle. Next question. Deborah, we're selling on Symphony of the Seas in 33 days. Sounds like Puerto Rico and St. Martin docks are under construction. The alternative may be Labadee. Would you get off the ship? 100%. Yeah, I love Labadee. It's fantastic. Don't listen. Yes. Is it in Haiti? Yes. You're not going to Haiti. You're going to a remote area and very far part away. Deborah, I wouldn't even think twice about it. I'd take my kids off there in a heartbeat. I understand what's happening in Haiti. I know what the U.S. State Department says. They're talking about going to Port-au-Prince. You're not going anywhere near there. You're in a remote area. I wouldn't think twice about it if I were you, but that's just me. Let's see here. A lot of people love broccoli. Love that. All right. Diamond Dave Grossi. Diamond Dave, thank you for the super chat here. I have a question about a name change. If I want to do a name change for one person on my reservation, do I request it through Royal or through my travel agent? Through your travel agent. Your travel agent can handle that. I mean, it's not Canada. They're the ones that can do that. Anything touching your core reservation, the travel agent needs to do. Otherwise, cruise planner, that's on you. So there you have it. All right, guys. I have got to head on out of here. We are right at an hour mark anyway. My family's waiting for me. We're doing a big family thing here in Colorado. So I just want to say a big, amazing thank you to our super chatters today. Thank you to everybody for being here today. I know it's a very busy week, but glad to have you all here. Actually, next week, when we do this live broadcast, I will be on Royal Caribbean's Serenade of the Seas doing this live broadcast. So I am very much looking forward to our next live broadcast on Monday. Until then, happy Thanksgiving, happy Black Friday, good luck with Cyber Monday. Have a great time out there. Stay safe, eat a lot of turkey, and when you're together with your family, now's a great time to plan a cruise vacation together. Have a great week, everybody, and we'll talk again very soon right here on YouTube. Good night, Alexa. Bye, everybody.